Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Sean MMA. I have to re-record this video because this is like my fifth video, and I don't know how technology works for some reason. My mic was, yeah, whatever. Fuck that shit. Let's get into it. Dan Hooker pulled out. I feel like he pulls out quite often. I think he's very injury prone. I think he trains like a fucking warrior in his camp, and that's the fucking problem. Like, you gotta take it easy, because in the Jalen Turner fight, he broke his arm. How much you want to bet there was like stress fractures and that shit beforehand? You know, like, you don't just break your arm from punching somebody unless you're breaking your arm like all the fucking time, like on some Conor McGregor shit. I mean, obviously it wasn't that bad, but I think Dan Hooker needs to chill out. I, you just chill the fuck out, man. I mean, who am I to tell you, man? I feel train however you want, but we're really looking forward for this fight. I don't blame him. I don't know exactly what his injury is. I'm sure it's somewhere out there, but hope he gets better. I don't blame him. I don't think he's scared or nothing. It's just shit happens. But now, who is Justin Gaethje going to fight? Because we need that fight. Like, we need that Justin Gaethje fight, and unfortunately, it's not Dan Hooker. That was like the fight I was most excited for too. Like, I know Alex Pereira's like this was the real, like, holy shit. It's like the BMF title. Obviously, it's not on there, but it was a BMF title, right? So, who is gonna replace Dan Hooker? Who's gonna fight Justin Gaethje? And I just tell you right now, it's not gonna be Arman. I mean, I say it like I have any control. It shouldn't be. I know people say, "Oh, Arman needs one more fight because he pulled out the title last minute," and maybe a Charles Oliveira rematch. Some people threw this like, "Oh, fight Justin Gaethje." Look, any other circumstance, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good fight. I can watch that. 1 versus 3. But we were expecting some bloodshed, a war, Striker's Delight, CT celebration, and I don't think we're going to be as hyped for Arman Tsarukyan. And also, Justin Gaethje wins, he gets a title shot again. Oh, my God. That would be like that's just like every lightweight champion's defenses is going to be like Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. Like, that's going to be everybody's. Like, that's all you need, right? Like, they're going to get Dustin out of retirement, be like, for the next lightweight champion, be like, yo, like, we need a title shot. So it's not going to be Arman. I don't think it should be, if we zoom in here, imagine, I'm playing. No, imagine it's on post and short notice. They make a championship fight, Justin Gaethje fights for the title. That would be like the funniest shit ever. I don't want to see a rematch unless it's deserved and like a title shot. I said this in my last video. So I'm not really interested in Charles Oliveira. Dustin Poirier, he just knocked out like a year ago. Maybe like 2 years ago. Like, I'm getting fucking old, man. Max Holloway colded him. Chandler would actually like kind of make sense, but it'd be a rematch again. And I just like, I want to see new fights. And also Chandler fighting up the rankings once again. Finally he's fighting Paddy Pimblett. Finally someone below the rankings. Finally someone not in the top 5. Someone that's not a title eliminator. Like, I saw Gamrot tweeted, "Hey, let me fight." No, like, just same thing with the Arman thing. Like, we were prepped for a war, not like a grappling nut sniffing session. Actually, I take that back. I love grappling. I actually have become more of a fan of grappling than striking at this. Controversial take, but when I see like really exciting grappling exchanges, or just grappling in general, like, I think people get into like these ideas. Like, people are like, last fight night was like one of the best fight nights ever, but I mean, yeah, it was, but when things ended in a knockout in the first round, you kind of left like a little bit, not like disappointed because it was fun, but like, sometimes you just want a little bit more. You want to see some skills on the line. You want to see, and I think grappling is a nice thing to like kind of like build at the moment. Sometimes obviously like a lay and pray session is not great at all. I'm not advocating for a Jailton Almeida Derek Lewis fight at all, but I thought the head and arm triangle that Ian Kutalaba put on, that was like my favorite thing, because I forgot the guy before it. He was trying to do the head and arm, and I was really looking forward for a head and arm submission, and he got it. I was so happy. That was like the best shit. I just was waiting for a head and arm submission. I love that submission. But I don't think Gamrot. I want to see okay, I just said I want to see Striker. Yo, but Money Moicano, hear me out. He's exciting. His style is also kind of exciting just because, like, he's not too dominant. I know the Benoit Saint Denis fight was like a 10-7, but there's this feeling of, let me check my battery. Okay, we're at 8%. I can finish this video. This feeling of, like, yeah, even if he takes Justin Gaethje down, if he gets up, like, he could totally rock Moicano. He's like a little bit like Oliveira in a way, and a little bit, I'd say, a better wrestling. I don't want to say better wrestling, but I think he's more wrestling focused rather than submission focused, like Oliveira. Oliveira is like everyone's favorite fighter for a reason, right? But I think they could, Moicano, the build-up will be fun. I think Moicano will understand, hey, like, I'm replacing Dan Hooker for this fight. I got to lock in on, like, making an exciting fight and not, like, disappoint the fans, That's the problem. He was talking about, like, how he got into that Dar show because he heard the fans booing. So he got up with his head out because he rushed it. And, like, I love you for that because you care about, like, the fans and stuff. But also, like, I really wanted you to get the upset, I had faith. And I've been having faith in Moicano since the RDA performance. Like, he really impressed me. Maybe I just like him, and I'm somebody that I like to. You don't get picks from me because I will give you what my heart says and not what my brain says, And Moicano hasn't disappointed me. I thought he was going to beat Jalen Turner, Benoit, all that, but I mean, obviously the Islam fight was like, it's Islam, but Moicano is a great replacement in my opinion. Yo, fuck Michael. I'm not fucking Michael Chandler, but I can totally see the UFC being like, you're not getting Conor McGregor. You waited 2 years. You're 39, and you're not getting Paddy Pimblett either. Like you're gonna get like the winner of Benoit and Joel Alvarez. Like, Paddy Pimblett, short notice. I think this could be a big enough fight for the UFC to be like, fuck it. Like, let's do the Sean O'Malley route. Like, give Paddy Pimblett a title shot after this if he wins. I think Paddy Pimblett would win too. So I think, then watch Justin Gaethje like fraud check him. Like, losing Max Holloway is something to be ashamed of. Like, that's Max Holloway. But Paddy Pimblett, not a bad choice. I saw some people throw out Fiziev. I don't want to see rematches. I just don't care for it. I remember I was in Hawaii actually, and I was about to get on the plane, and I remember watching the Fiziev and Gaethje fight, and am I wrong to say, like, I wasn't that excited about it? Like, it was a majority decision to Gaethje. Like, I'm not saying it was boring, but it wasn't, like, great. Like, I wasn't glued to my seat. I'm not a big fan of Fiziev. I don't hate any fighter. I just want to say that out there. I'm not, like, too opinionated. Like, these guys, that's their career. Like, we're lucky to, like, be able to enjoy them and watch them and everything. And even the boring guys, like, I have this opinion of, like, at the end of the day, they're athletes here to win. It's not the WWE. We're trying to see the best martial artists. And, yeah, obviously we want to see styles that are amazing and wars and shit. But, if they don't give you that, like, next one. And, yeah, you can root for the guy that's more interesting. I'm not going to say you can't root for somebody that you like more. I'm just saying, like, the anger that people have, I just think is kind of like, I say that, but, I mean, we saw the Jose Aldo and Martin Bautista fight. This guy just went straight for his nuts the second the ref broke them up. I don't even blame him, though. Like, you saw that's how to beat Jose Aldo. Like, that's a really hard matchup. Like, you found a way to beat one of the best of all time. Like, good for you, man. Even though some people say it's... I'm getting off topic. And the final fight that I say give Justin Gaethje, we're going to go up here. You already know Yo, Ilya Topuria. I haven't seen anybody say Ilya Topuria yet. Ilya Topuria says he wants a title shot immediately. I think that is the way to go, in my opinion. I think it's weird to see like a guy who had the belt and beat Volk and Max by knockout not get a title shot immediately. But I'm sure they're waiting for JDM to beat Bilal. It'd be so funny if Bilal just wins. I almost feel bad for Islam because it's like, I know he wants double champ so badly, but I can see if Bilal beats JDM that they create some beef that Islam, like a slight beef that Islam's like, I'm going to get the belt. I'm going to fight Bilal. You know, like I can't wait any longer. Like, but Ilya Topuria, he doesn't want to fight Arman according to some Russian news sources. Like the most unbiased, like, oh, so accurate, no misinformation, freedom of speech, Russian media sources. Like, what are we talking about? And, you know, kind of going on that, I have Russian homies. Like, I don't dislike Russian people at all. I like Russia. But the current state of the U.S. government and, like, being friends with Russia and all that, like, am I going to get into the Ukraine situation? Are we gonna talk about that? I don't. Okay, I'll just go lightly over it. I'm just really surprised that Americans are settling like, oh, we want this world peace and stuff like that. Like another country didn't invade. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that did happen. You know, you could talk about like why and your opinions on Ukraine and stuff, but I just don't think that's a good precedent to set for world peace is to invade other countries. In my personal opinion, I don't think the U.S. government. You can talk about like interventionism and shit like that, like whether or not you think the U.S. should get involved or how much funding, but to become like buddy, a little sus in my opinion, a little sus. But back to what I'm saying, Ilya doesn't want to fight Arman. I get it. Like I understand why that could be a good number one's contender fight, but I also understand why Ilya doesn't want to fight Arman. Like Arman, despite being number one ranked, it's just not as exciting as like a Charles Oliveira fight. Or ranked number 3, Justin Gaethje fight. Hear me out. If it was like any other circumstance, I would be like, nah, I don't think Ilya Topuria should fight the guy that Max Holloway just coated, right? You just beat Max Holloway. Now you're going to fight the guy that Max Holloway beat. Like that's, I mean, I know MMA math, but like in this situation, yeah. But on a short notice, Ilya Topuria could be like, fuck it. He doesn't lose stock as like I deserve the championship fight because he's doing this shit where it's like on some Volk shit, taking the short notice against Islam when Oliveira pulled out right from the elbow. I can do this shit, and on some McGregor shit when RDA pulled out, be like, oh, I'll fight Nate Diaz. Like fuck it, like I'm baller like that. I'll fight Justin Gaethje, dominate him. I think Ilya would dominate him, and then everyone's like, okay, you fought a top 5 opponent. You took it on short notice. You didn't like bulk up for it. I mean, I'm sure he's bulking right now, but you get what I'm saying. And it is the war that you want. It is the striker's delight that you want. It is an exciting matchup. And it'll leave no room for who is going to fight Islam next if Bilal wins, you know? Because I think Islam, if Bilal loses, then Islam's just going to go for the double champ. And I think he deserves it too. So that's it. Hope you guys had fun. Deuces.